La Liga set to return tomorrow with the Derby Sevillano. Sevilla and Real Betis both looking up the table at Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona 2 points clear at the top of La Liga over their arch rivals. For more, we bring in Craig Burley, Alejandro Moreno. Ale, I'll start with you. Barcelona will get Luis Suarez back after a long injury layoff due to that knee injury. How does that impact their title chances?
It helps them. That's the only thing you can say, is that Luis Suarez gives this team a focal point in the attack. What they've had for years now, what you expect to see in the final third, is Luis Suarez peeling off the shoulder of defenders with nice little movements inside the 18-yard box. The fact that he's going to finish the plays, and then he gives a natural striker in that position. Unlike Antoine Griezmann, who whenever he has drifted into that position, he's decided to go out wide. He's decided to go underneath, and Barcelona seems to be missing that player inside the 18-yard box. Well, Luis Suarez is that and more. And so for me, I just think Barcelona, in some ways, find a positive in this whole pandemic and this whole COVID-19 situation, in that Luis Suarez is able to get healthy, ready, and prepare for the remainder of the season.
Craig, other side of this, Real Madrid gets Eden Hazard back. What impact do you think he can have? Obviously, in the beginning part of the season, not nearly the impact Luis Suarez had for Barcelona.
To be honest, Sebi, I've got no idea. It's about who's going to win the title. I've got no idea, because we don't know what frame of mind and what fitness level both these teams are at, all these players. Yeah, this pandemic has allowed clubs from all different countries to get players with a 3-4 month injury potentially fit. Eden Hazard comes into that bracket. But we saw the shape of Eden Hazard coming into the season. So we have to wait and see what kind of fitness levels he's up to. I think Luis Suarez is a bigger player for Barcelona than Eden Hazard has been so far, clearly, for Real Madrid. But if you look at the two teams just before the lockdown, Barcelona were in slightly better form, although Real Madrid did beat them in the Clásico. But I suppose with the shutdown, sort of all that goes out the window. But maybe, just maybe, it's Zidane's experience of these pressurised situations that might be the difference between the two teams.
Ale, Hazard not a factor early in the season for Real Madrid. What kind of impact do you think he'll have down the stretch?
Well, Craig was just talking about the shape in which he came in at the beginning of the season, and that's round is what it was for Eden Hazard. And so he was out of shape. He was not fit. He was not ready to go. And I don't think he quite understood what the responsibility and the expectation was going to be for him walking in that door. It's almost as if Real Madrid fans were saying, okay, well, Cristiano Ronaldo's gone to Juventus, but we brought in Eden Hazard, and so he's going to be the guy, and he's going to be the answer. And he was not ready to go. So, yes, I'm just as curious as Craig is, and wondering what version of Eden Hazard you're going to get. Because if you do get that guy that is still trying to get his legs under him, then this is not useful for Real Madrid, and you're better off playing Vinicius Jr. down the left-hand side, or somebody else that gives you a little bit of change of pace. Now, the best version of Eden Hazard can be certainly a game changer, not only for Real Madrid, but for whoever he plays for. And so I really look at Eden Hazard as a critical piece to the success of Real Madrid. And if they are going to chase Barcelona down, then he has to be at his very best.
Craig, you mentioned Zidane, the big game experience. Are you more confident in Real Madrid than you are in Barcelona at this point?
Well, I don't think there was. I think there was a lot of talk about Quique Setien when he took over, about style and all that kind of stuff. But I think it was a little pedestrian at some points. And he was criticised for the overpassing. Almost like, when I say passing with a purpose, well, they passed it just for the sake of it at times. And so there is a question mark about how he's going to fit all the pieces of the jigsaw in. Ali mentioned Griezmann, and it was problematic for him in terms of when Suarez was fit, playing on the left-hand side, and he voiced his concerns about it. But those concerns were always going to be there when he made that big money move. And I just feel that Barca are so reliant on Lionel Messi that if Real Madrid can get all the pieces of the jigsaw ready with Zidane, who's been there, seen it, and done it, at the Bernabeu, that might just be the factor between now and the end of the season. Because, yes, they've got a lot of great players, Barcelona, but it all boils down to one thing at the end of the day. All comes back to the one thing that makes the difference, and that's Mr. Messi.
Ale, Barcelona or Real Madrid? Who are you putting your trust in?
Prior to the shutdown and the pandemic and COVID-19 and all of this, I would have said nobody. I don't trust either one of these teams, because anytime that you turn around and you thought, okay, this is when Real Madrid is really going to create some momentum, they're playing better, they're more confident, then they drop a couple points here and there. And then you think Barcelona is the one that is creating momentum. Then they're playing better. Then they think, okay, this is the moment in which they're going to create some separation at the table, and then they lose El Clásico. And so there's not a lot of confidence on either one of these teams to just kind of pull away from the other. I think it's still wide open. Post-pandemic, I still believe that both of these teams are flawed, and structurally they have some issues and some imbalances. I'm going to take Lionel Messi and Barcelona for that very reason. For the same reason that Craig just mentioned, it comes down to Mr. Messi. I'm going to trust Messi and Barcelona to do just enough to get past Real Madrid.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.